Welcome to Live from Med City, the online video digest of all things arts and entertainment in Rochester, Minnesota. Tonight we come to you from the historic Chateau Theater in downtown Rochester, Minnesota's Heart of the City district for a special audience-less performance from the southeastern Minnesota bluegrass band, the Double Down Daredevils.
As darkness falls, the air filled with solos and duets. Froggy Romeos declare their love for Froggy Juliets. Honey, you don't see what I see. Beauty that age can't define. Every line tells a story, and I love every line, love every line. Played a lot of bigger shows, I've had a lot of fun. But singing again with Larry Lee's the best thing I have done. We'd sing rolling in my sweet baby's arms, good-hearted woman and about 50 cents. Sometimes we'd get paid to play, sometimes we'd play for free. We always played for fun, that's my buddy Larry Lee.
Presented by Rochester Civic Music, a department of Rochester City Government.
Rochester Civic Music, also known as Riverside Concerts. They're a department of city government, and they do live music. They feature local artists, as well as artists from all over the world, from numerous genres of music. As part of series like Down by the Riverside free summer concerts in Mayo Park, the Forward Neighborhood Park Concert Series, the World Music Series, the Artist in the School's Music Education Program, the Live from Med City online video series, and many other city celebrations. This is their advisory board. And here are their bosses. Rochester Civic Music, your city music department since 1936. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, or at riversideconcerts.com, where you can make a tax-deductible donation to support live music in our community.
Live from Med City, presented in association with Minnesota Public Radio's The Current.
Music isn't a commodity. It's a craft. That's why we go to work every day, pounding the sidewalks and venue floors of communities big and small to discover, empower, and celebrate new and important voices shaping the future of music's history.
This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a Minnesota State Arts Board Operating Support Grant, thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
One, two, three.
I was growing up fast in a little farm town, I was ready to have some fun. I'd been working hard and baling hay all day out in the hot summer sun. Some guys I knew had a keg of beer at a place just north of town. Dad knew before I left the house that that's where I'd be bound. There's a guy I'd never seen before sitting up on some old car. Had a crowd gathered round him, he was drinking a beer and playing his guitar. Everybody there thought he was cool, all the girls especially. Thought that's the guy I'd want to be. Somebody said his name was Larry Lee. He'd sing rolling in my sweet baby's arms, good-hearted woman and about 50 cents. Sometimes we get paid to play, sometimes we play for free. We always played for fun, that's my buddy Larry Lee. Sister's old plywood Sears guitar. Those strings were old and stiff, they set my tender fingertips right on fire. Got Larry to show me how to play, and he took me under his wing. He Winston said first thing you learn is how to tune that thing. I gave it everything I had, played for hours every day. Larry showed me all these little tips, tricks and chords and licks along the way. Then he asked me to play his band, yeah, well, that was my reward. After months of pain and agony, I'd finally learned to play the damn F chord. Knitting rolling in my sweet baby's arms, good-hearted woman and about 50 cents. Sometimes we'd get paid to play, sometimes we'd play for free, but we always played for fun. That's my buddy Larry Lee. Larry taught me more than merely how to sing and play. More ways than he knows, he helped make me the man I am today. I was just a kid looking for someone to look up to. And I gotta tell you, Larry, I'm sure glad that I met you. Well, 30 some odd years went by, we circled back around. We made a little reunion show at the Legion Club in my old hometown. I played a lot of bigger shows, I've had a lot of fun. But singing again with Larry Lee's the best thing I have done. We'd sing rolling in my sweet baby's arms, good-hearted woman and about 50 cents. Sometimes we'd get paid to play, sometimes we'd play for free. We always played for fun, that's my buddy Larry Lee. We'd sing rolling in my sweet baby's arms, good-hearted woman and about 50 cents. We weren't getting paid to play, it wasn't about the money. It was just to play for fun again with my buddy Larry Lee. It was just to play for fun again with good old Larry Lee.
One, two.
Soaring through the memories of a life of 80 years, remembering a lifetime, fighting back the tears, packing up the dresses, shawls and handmade sweaters, found a hidden treasure, it was Grandma's old love letters. Letters to his sweetheart became letters to his wife, faded lines of love so true, lonely on the line. Wasn't always much to say, love in every line. Grandma's old love letters from another place and time. But there be no love letters anymore, no secrets to be found hidden in a dresser drawer. We don't write our love letter for them to hold so dear. Grandma's old love letters will all but disappear. Bottom of each letter in Grandpa's practiced hand, 5 little letters we just couldn't understand. Finally found the line, the code was on our own, saying all he really wanted was to run like hell for home. But there'll be no love letters anymore, no secrets to be found hidden in a dresser drawer. We don't write our love letter for them to hold so dear. Grandma's old love letters will all but disappear. But there'll be no love letters anymore, no secrets to be found hidden in a dresser drawer. We don't write our love letter for them to hold so dear. Grandma's old love letters will all but disappear. Yes, Grandma's old love letters will all but disappear.
Dawn breaks crisp and clear, gives our home an early morning glow. The sky is the deepest shade of blue against the newly fallen snow. Two squirrels chase each other on a branch above a pair of white-tailed deer. This would be a perfect Minnesota morning if only you were here. Every tree in sight is flocked with the brightest white, fluffy snow. Seeing this, you might forget that Christmas was 2 months ago. Gazing out upon this beauty, you might forget that outside it's 20 below. I don't mind a cold Minnesota morning as long as you are home. And I hope you're having a good time up in Calgary. I've always heard Alberta is a beautiful place to be. And I know it's just a few more days and you'll come home to me. I love you and I'm missing you on this cold and lonely Minnesota morning. Going through the motions of my day, the details so mundane. The cat ate his breakfast, and somehow a decent share of mine. I know it's just a business trip, and babe, I don't mean to complain. But I'm living for that Minnesota morning, and you're in my arms again. And I hope you're having a good time up in Calgary. I've always heard Alberta is a beautiful place to be. And I know it's just a few more days and you'll come home to me. I love you and I'm missing you on this cold and lonely Minnesota morning. Yeah, I love you and I'm missing you on this cold and lonely Minnesota morning.
Most of us met at a bluegrass festival in up by Avon. The Minnesota Bluegrass and Old Time Music Association puts on several festivals a year. And we were camping together, and we decided Nathan and I were going to go up and do the open mic. I had an open stage, and some of the guys that were camping with us, they didn't want to do that. They were a little scared. So we became the Daredevils then that went up and performed. So the camping area was named Double Down, and so the name stuck.
The rest was history.
The rest was history, as they say.
This is not the real old bluegrass, and it's not the most cutting-edge bluegrass. But the thing is with this group, the musical backgrounds are so different. A couple of singer-songwriters, someone from classical music, and you know, and if you look, just all it was all original tonight, and some of it is like traditional bluegrass, and some of it's, I don't know, we could pitch these songs to the Zombies or the Kinks or whoever's hot now. So it's a lot of fun to play it because it challenges you with a lot of song types. and the variety, and that's what keeps it interesting. And I think, people like it and players like it, so that's at least a win-win.
Yeah, we like it because not too many songs sound like any other songs. They all vary, and just to keep it interesting, you'll have to do something different next time. So if you have a song that sounds like one that we already do, we can't do it. So there'll always be variety, and we're also been known as the band with too many songs on our song list because we're always bringing new stuff in, and so you just have to be on your toes and learn them fast enough.
That's what makes it fun. We are actually based in the Twin Cities area, so we have people from all over the Twin Cities, and so Red Wing, all the way up to Champlin, and then places in between. So it's a lot of fun, and this actually, in this whole time of COVID, we've not been rehearsing very much, and this event actually gave us a kick in the pants to have a reason to rehearse. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you the rehearsal spaces because they probably don't want it to get around. Seriously, but we had a couple of places that were very gracious and let us use some, areas where
Big space.
Big spaces, so we
With
could
our
socially
masks.
distance while we were rehearsing. That was that's a way good thing.
Well, of course, it is a problem because we got a bunch of singers in this band. So that's supposed to be the worst thing for us to do, but we're not going to quit singing. And we didn't have Tim singing tonight, but we've got 5 of us singing quite often and do a lot of harmonies, which is another wonderful part of this band. It's just, this bed of harmonies you can lay on. It's really an amazing thing.
You hear that chord and it feels so good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's always been my thing, is I'll be singing my song just like I always do, and then all of a sudden these two come in on either side of me with this explosion of harmony, and it's just, it lifts me right up off the floor. And it's been like that for 5 years now, and it's still goosebumples.
Yeah, and it is, we do have a real diverse background. I mean, as Phil said, that Tim and I played rock for a very long time. Very long time. Country people,
I played country.
Yeah.
I played in a country band.
And Mary Ellen and I both played classically. And so it's an interesting band to be in.
He's been wandering through the yard, still haven't caught a glimpse, but sometimes he leaves his calling card. Red-winged blackbird says summer's coming, the sun is shining. Tell me why your eyes are filled with tears. But I said, be alone used to mean nobody else could hear us. Now it only means she's not here. Falls, the air filled with solos and duets. Froggy Romeos declare the love of froggy Juliets. Well, we talk about the night is made for passion. The stars bright, the air's cool and clear. But I said be alone used to mean nobody else can hear us. Now it only means she's not here. time again.
One, two, here we go.
Saw the sun rise this morning from 36,000 feet. This Delta jet's gonna carry me to where I can feel some heat. I left Minnesota at 5 a.m. all frozen and buried in snow. Trading all of that for the sun and the surf and the sand between my toes. My bags were packed a week ago, they've been sitting there by the door. I've been waiting so long, anticipating, just can't wait anymore. I left pina coladas waiting for me there, oh so cold and sweet. My guitar sounds so much better when I'm playing it on the beach. Now I'll be jamming in Jamaica, sail around St. Martin, hit the beaches in the Bahamas, do a little work on my tan. There's a party in Puerto Rico, that's one happy island. If it's winter in Minnesota, you find me in the Caribbean. Watch the sun set this evening, rolling gently through the swells. The ocean whispers to me, and I love the stories she tells of adventures under billowed sails and treasure beneath the foam. Never been further from the northern prairie, and I've never felt more at home. I'll be jamming in Jamaica, sail around St. Martin, hit the beaches in the Bahamas, do a little work on my tan. There's a party in Puerto Rico, that's one happy island. If it's winter in Minnesota, you'll find me in the Caribbean. If it's winter in Minnesota, you'll find me in the Caribbean.
No, we played in Rochester quite a bit. We played the, what was the barn thing we did last fall? At the Historical Society.
Yeah, the Historical Society, right.
And we played the Kenny Creek Brewery. Has been really good to us. We've been playing there. I played some solo. Brent and I did a gig there. We've had the whole band there a few times.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's fun
Before
place.
this band, I played, there's a noontime series that I think is connected with Mayo.
Harmony for Mayo.
Yeah, that's it. With an old, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
No, Rochester's been really good to us, actually.
Yeah.
It's a great place to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as well publicized as is the clinic, but well, Minnesota is a very good state for the arts.
Yes.
I've even heard it said, well, it's what exists between Denver and Chicago. But it is a very good state for the arts, and Rochester puts something behind the arts programming. It's very professionally done, and with real venues, and I think the appreciation. So I'm glad to play for it, and hats off. Job well done over the years. If no one tells you that, I'm telling you that now.
Absolutely.
Rochester's such a fun city. I have probably more background here than the rest of the group. My mother lived here for about 20 years, I think, and my brother still lives here, and his wife and a niece. I have cousins all over. I have a lot of family in the area. So it's kind of second home to me, in a way. And we come down shopping a lot. We come down for, as you mentioned, the diversity of entertainment here, from the singer-songwriter at the brewery to, major headline acts at the Civic Center. It's really, it has a lot going for it for the size of the city that it is that way. And the other thing that I personally love, I'm a biker. I like to ride bicycles, pedal type, not the expensive ones. But anyway, the trail system in Rochester is amazing. We try to make it down here at least once a year. We go from Bear Creek Park up to Silver Lake and around, just make a stop in downtown. It's an amazing trail system. It's a lot of fun.
Well, and of course, important to this band, there's some really good beer in this town. So
Yeah,
that does matter a lot.
absolutely.
That's very important to us.
He could see through the bars of a cell in his own jail, the gallows he had built for other men. But today fate was clear, he would be the one to die out there beneath that big Montana sky. In 1862, Virginia City was a boom town. There was gold in the hills of Alder's Gulch. Men came from far and wide to stake their claim and seek the prize under Sheriff Henry Plummer's watchful eye. But a ruthless band of outlaws was roaming Alder's Gulch. They robbed the miners of their hard-earned gold. For treasure they would kill, and sometimes just for the thrill. They were evil, they were brash, and they were bold. Henry Plummer was a lawman, respected, firm, and fair. If reason failed, his aim was fast and true. He kept the peace in town, but when that gang came around, Henry Plummer was nowhere to be found. Well, Sheriff Henry Plummer's not the man they thought he was. He lived his life on both sides of the law. Ran the gang that stole the gold and killed 100 men. He was the problem he was hired to solve. Vigilantes rounded up the gang, hung him high from the nearest tree. Red Yeager bargained for his life that day. He named the members of the gang, including Henry Plummer. They thanked him and they hung him anyway. It was a cold winter morning when they came for Henry Plummer. He cried and begged and promised them his gold. They would not let him loose, and he faced an awful truth. Gold is worthless when your neck is in the noose. Now they say that Henry Plummer had 1,000 pounds of gold. Never found if it was ever there at all. A legend or a lie, it's really all the same, you see. It's only choosing which way you believe.
One, two, three, four. Sense their own impending doom. The neighbors bought some kind of pollywog to add to their collection of brainless dogs. They still go ape at 6 a.m. Nobody poison them. Baby, I miss you so much. It cuts my heart open about every hour or two. All the nights I laid up, no, I just kept hoping sun would rise and I'd be over you. But hope got bored and walked out of the room. Butterflies. See even I can keep a caterpillar alive. They've all fluttered off someplace warm. Bugs are on vacation, I'm still stuck at home. Dripping faucets and leaky sink. The room some jackass painted shocking pink. Busted handles on the fixed all these things years before. They call it real estate, but it don't seem real. All this talk of equity, curb appeal. I step out back, neighbors look away. I guess none of us knows what the hell to say. Baby, I miss it so much. It cuts my heart open about every hour or two. All those nights I laid up, you know I just kept hoping sunrise I'd be over you. But hope got bored and walked out of the room. Home's any house that you were in. I don't know if I'll ever have a home again. One, two, three.
I see you staring at the mirror, measuring the years upon your face. Under your breath I can hear you cursing what time is itching place. But honey, you don't see what I see, beauty that age can't define. Every line tells a story and I love every line, love every line. I see the times you got the giggles, when you laugh until you cry. I wouldn't trade them for the world. I love how laughter frames your eyes. But honey, you don't see what I see, beauty that age can't define. Every line tells a story and I love every line, love every line. I see the struggles that we work through. Our love took years to refine, and that deep one between your eyebrows, I think that one there is mine. And honey, you don't see what I see, beauty that age can't define. Every line tells a story and I love every line. And honey, you don't see what I see, beauty that age can't define. Every line tells a story and I love every line. Yes, I love every line, love every line.
We just love this Chateau Theater. The acoustics in here are just something else.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, like we did that cut off there, and it just doesn't really cut off. It just
We're
kind
doing
of.
fade outs in every song, whether we
Fantastic.
Yeah,
This is an amazing space.
fill it up with people and I'll be really happy. It would be really, it sounds really nice with some bodies to absorb the sound. It would be just wonderful. I love the venue.
Don't let them do anything to it, because they don't build them like this anymore.
No.
And everybody loves it.
Nothing like coming in to play in a place that sounds like the Tabernacle. Just absolutely. It makes us, impresses us. We impress ourselves.
You know, it's too bad we couldn't have done all our vocal numbers.
Sing us a song, Tom. This is another one of Tom's fine originals called the Minnesota Song.
Yes.
Or that Minnesota Song, depending on what mood we're in.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
Yes.
Depends. This is going to be on the CD, by the way.
As will most of these.
Yeah, as well, almost all of them, yeah. And we are working on a CD. We're a year and a half into it. We're not going to give up now. It'll be out soon, we hope. Springtime has come to my home in Minnesota. The Pelicans have returned to Lake Chateau. Just like them, I know that no matter where I roam, my home will always be in Minnesota. The fishing season starts now in just a couple of weeks. It always seems to land on Mother's Day. One more trip up north to the cabin with the kids. Then we close it up, send them on back to school. I've seen mountains, I've seen deserts, I've gone swimming in the Caribbean. Picked peaches down in Georgia once or twice. I've seen the cherry blossoms in D.C. and that big Montana sky. My home will always be in Minnesota. Well, summertime gets hot at my home on the prairie. That's okay, we'll cool off by the lake. The Minnesota Twins are stinking up Target Field. But win or lose, you know they're always gonna be my team. Labor Day weekend comes around, before you know it, we'll have a pronto pup ride the Ferris wheel. One more trip up north to the cabin with the kids. Then we close it up, send them on back to school. Yeah, I've seen mountains, I've seen deserts, I've gone swimming in the Caribbean. Picked peaches down in Georgia once or twice. I've seen the cherry blossoms in D.C. and that big Montana sky. My home will always be in Minnesota. Now autumn in the Northland is a season to behold, when all the green turns to brilliant red and gold. We'll go for a hayride and sing songs around the campfire one more time before the winds blow cold. Yeah, I've seen mountains, I've seen deserts, I've gone swimming in the Caribbean. Picked peaches down in Georgia once or twice. I've seen the cherry blossoms in D.C. and that big Montana sky. My home will always be in Minnesota. So I sang this song for my friend Cindy, and she said, well, Tom, that's a wonderful song you have there, but you're missing one thing. And I knew right where she was going. Didn't have a verse about winter. Of course, we do have that season here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially today. So I marshaled all of my considerable songwriting skills and talents and brought them to bear on the problem. Came up with the following verse about winter. Wintertime has come to my home in Minnesota. It's cold. No one's ever died, they say, from a case of cabin fever. It's just no longer willing to take the chance. I'll go see mountains, go see deserts, I'll go swimming in the Caribbean. I'll pick peaches down in Georgia once again. And when the cherries blossom in D.C., I'll check the big Montana skies. Then I'll come on home to Minnesota.
Yeah, I've seen mountains, I've seen deserts, I've gone swimming in the Caribbean, picked beaches down in Georgia once or twice. I've seen the cherry blossoms in D.C. and that big Montana sky. But my home will always be in Minnesota. My home will always be in Minnesota. I was born and raised and I'll die here in Minnesota.
We are 75% done with the CD.
We're a year and a half into this process. So, yeah,
Well, COVID kind of slows things
But
down.
it actually created 2 new songs to
It
throw
did.
on there.
It did.
Yes.
It did.
So yeah, that's the next thing is to get that done.
And start playing live as soon as we're allowed to.
Yep.
Right. That's really what it comes down to.
Yep.
Is we don't know when the festivals will start winding up again, but and everybody's going to be raring to go to get out and play. But
Yeah.
So far, we
can't
have August down in Semba.
Yeah,
we're a member band of
Southeast Minnesota Bluegrass Association. Hopefully that one's going to go through. And
that will be in August.
That's a great festival. Make it come on down. It's wonderful.
Yep, and hopefully that will kind of kick off the live music season again, and we can get back to doing what we really love, which is playing for audiences.
Yeah.
So,
And people can check our website out, and there's all sorts of information on there, so we'll be keeping that posted.
Yep,
what's coming up next.
doubledowndbluegrass.com.
Yep.
He said, son, we need to talk, I think, and handed me a slip of paper and a tasteful shade of pink. Said, hey, I wasn't steam staplers, I ditched the boss's sister. He said, Swingland, he might notice, pretty sure he would have missed her. Now you just wore out your welcome and home, he's going south, 'cause no one wants to hear things that fall out of your mouth. Know that door slammed pretty hard, try not to let it hit you. Leave your ID at the door and take your worn-out welcome with you. I said, honey, I don't mean to be a jerk. Just don't call my life in boxes when I headed off to work. She said, now isn't that just like you? Not a single grateful word. After all the time I spent hauling your stuff out to the curb. Baby, you just wore out your welcome and home is going south. 'Cause no one wants to hear things that fall out of your mouth. Door slammed pretty hard, try not to let it hit you. Just leave last month's rent and take your worn-out welcome with you. You just keep on talking it, know you think you're rocking it, but maybe stuff a sock in it before you shoot your mouth off anymore. Still got a place that I call home, where they feed me stale pretzels while I drink and piss and moan. But the barmaid said, hey, listen, I know you've been out and down. Man, I lose another customer each time you come around. 'Cause you just wore out your welcome and the whole deal's going south. 'Cause no one wants to hear things that fall out of your mouth. Know that door slammed pretty hard, try not to let it hit you. Leave a 20 on the bar and take your worn out take your worn out wealth with you.
All right. 1, 2.
The Double Down Daredevils, thank you so much for having us. Thank you, Rochester Civic Music and the Mayo Clinic. And hope we get to come back and do it again sometime. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.